The Virgin Suicides, written by Jeffrey Eugenedies, directed by Sofia Coppola. This novel took place in the 1970s in a suburban community in Michigan. The setting is very green and has the feel of a small, quaint community. The camera angle used here is a long shot to allow the audience to see the bright and peaceful setting and nature of the scene. Now, in this neighborhood, there are 4 boys who are infatuated with a group of sisters who are commonly referred to as the Lisbon sisters. The youngest of the Lisbon daughters is named Cecilia, and she's only 13 years old. Lux, the wild child of the group, is 14 years old. Bonnie, the self-conscious one, is 15 years old. Mary, the shy one, is 16 years old. And Therese, the intellect, is 17 years old. The parents of these girls are extremely religious and have never allowed boys to come over. Their daughters persuaded them to throw a small get-together with the neighborhood boys. However, Cecilia did not like this, and she went upstairs to her room to be alone. The party, however, did continue, and all seemed well, until there was a sudden noise. The mother, daughters, and boys ran to see what had happened. The boys, in shock, immediately left the Lisbon household. Yet, after experiencing such a tragedy, their curiosity for the girls only grew stronger. The boys managed to steal one of the Lisbon girls' journals and begins to read about their diary entries. Through reading them, they begin to fantasize and daydream about them. Now, Kirsten Dunst plays the character of Lux, and she is absolutely perfect for this role because she displays the perfect balance between innocence and seductiveness. The casting choice on her part was excellent. As you can see, the director uses a variety of angles, such as close-up shots of the face, to provide a sense of closeness to the characters, and it also displays various emotions. In these few scenes, we can begin to connect and learn about the Lisbon girls and their personalities through how the boys imagine them. The director used amazing transitions, such as overlapped crossfades and blurs, to add to the idea about the boys truly reminiscing and daydreaming about the Lisbon girls. Basically, through their imagination, we can see their soft, innocent, and very, very friendly personalities. As the boys' daydreaming comes to a slow stop and they finish reading the journal entries, they begin to get slightly frustrated because they begin to want to get to know and connect with the Lisbon girls even more. Now, Trip Fontaine, played by Josh Hartnett, is a very important character. Here we can see his clothing and his hair stay true to the era of the 70s, with the long full hair, aviator glasses, leather jacket, and bell-bottom jeans. He is a heartthrob amongst all the girls at school, and he was another great casting choice because he has the look and confidence to pull off the heartthrob role. Trip is currently getting high in his car as he does every single day before class and before school. After he finishes, he makes his way out of his car. Here he is seen casually roaming the halls. The long shot of this camera angle gives us an idea of what the school setting looks like. His principal is quick to approach as he is roaming the halls as well, and Trip decides to walk into whatever class is nearest him. This is how Trip and Lux first meet. The close-up camera angle of Lux's face shows her beauty, attraction, and emotion towards Trip. Trip eventually meets Lux's parents on a first date chaperoned at her house. It's a clean, polished home, but there is a stiffness and tension between Lux's parents and Trip. Lux begins to walk Trip through her hallway to the front door. This is where they say their final goodbyes. But Trip was hoping for more than a little wave. Trip leaves, he walks slowly to his car, and by this time we can see that it is evening because of the long shot. Trip slowly enters his car with frustration. We can see the emotion and sadness and anger on Tripp's face. The close-up shot really reveals how truly devastated he is. However, Lux comes in and surprises him with a kiss. Tripp is truly relieved that Lux is interested in him. It is now homecoming, and Tripp brought Lux as his date, while the other sisters brought boys from their school. Lux and Tripp managed to actually win King and Queen of Homecoming, and everyone celebrates for them. They are crowned King and Queen, and the props used are tiaras and crowns. Setting is filled with bright blues, silvers, and light from streamers, strobe lights, and discos that fill the room with positivity. Everyone begins to dance and is having an amazing time, especially the Lisbon girls. After the fun and excitement are over, Tripp and Lux secretly leave the dance and walk to the empty, dark football field outside the school. The neighborhood boys try to contact the girls, as they know that they are isolated in their homes now. They manage to communicate with the girls, as they know that they are extremely depressed. The boys end up contacting them and end up going to their homes in the dead of night to try and liberate them. In the homes, they begin to imagine what it would be like to actually run away with the Lisbon girls, to travel anywhere they want with them. Continue exploring the house, and to their horror, they find that the girls have committed suicide. Parents of the Lisbon girls move out as they cannot bear to live in the same house any longer. The long shot of the camera angle shows the long journey they have ahead of them. Close-ups of the boys' faces reveal their sadness as they look at the gloomy, somber, lifeless household that the Lisbon girls used to live in. A flame is lit to honor the young girls as the transition puts distance to close the scene. This was truly a tragedy of the virgin suicides. And now for the clip. In this scene, Lux is seen waking up from a close-angle shot to show the disorientated look on her face. The lighting is a very gloomy and somber type of lighting to fit the mood, and no music is being played in the cold, harsh background of the football field because it is a harsh scene. The director then chose to use an extreme long shot and a bird's-eye view to show how alone and weak Lux is. This was a great directorial liberty that improved the scene due to its elements of foreshadowing and emotion. In this last scene, Lux is seen taking a cab ride home to where she will remain for the rest of her young life, isolated, alone, until she commits suicide. Thus, ultimately relating to the Marxist theory because of the control and power that have been established over Lux by her parents.